Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. We are a channel based on realism. We are not here to promote any sensational news. We're not here to promote clickbait. We're not a corporate entity that are driven by think tanks to promote certain agendas. This is a sort of a more of a serious note show where we're going to dive into the reasons why we believe that Eric Ten Hag will be successful at Manchester United, and why is the reasons where certain people don't want him to be successful as well. I'm going to divide this show into 3 segments, so please bear with me. You're used to me shouting you out to give you a warm welcome to the stream. I will do that first. But what I'm going to do here is pretty much have my rant first, have my logical thinking. For you that's been following me and for you that's been describing this channel, you know that I always provide a voice of reasoning. I always look at from a holistic 360 degrees and all the facts and stories and present you with some form of evidence. It's up to you how you interpret it and how you take it to your heart. But the truth is yours at the end of the day, is how you interpret it, what I'm saying. And I want you to use your logic and reasoning. Start thinking for yourself, because it's been far too long that the media has been feeding you with lies, basically. They've been shaping that narrative, that programming your brain to see, well, that is the truth. Is it? You always got to ask yourself why, how, when, what. Why are they doing so? Before we continue, though, however, I need to address a very serious issue here. If you really care about a club that certainly under attack right now, I want you to share this video, spread it to as many people as you can so we can get the message across. As deluded before, I always look at the how, when, what. In this instance, I want to talk about how is it so that there is some minority group of people that don't want United to rise up again, to be successful. We simply want to rise like a phoenix as United fans. We've been deprived for 18 years. Our hearts are bleeding. Why is it so that there are certain movements such as human rights, rainbows, LGBTQ, Me Too highways back again, the green energy, green movements that are involved in footballing matters, political matters, using the influence by utilizing media echo chambers to brainwash your thinking? Right. You're wondering, are you delusional? Are you smoking, Mick? Right. Just take an example. I just want to present you with some facts and figures why I'm thinking, Take examples, the takeover news. I've been doing this Glazers Out report for the past 10, 11 months, focusing on the details, following the money, reporting on media, the unbiased, the xenophobic stuff, the greenwashing, the sports washing, the human rights. Everything's come out. The globs are up. Sabotage, I would scream. Sabotage. Why? Right? Now, the latest example with Greenwood, Anthony, yet Harry Maguire, that goes out and assaults a police officer in Greece, gets away with murder. Nothing. Silence. But as soon as this is people of color, the media won't shut up. Xenophobia 100% exists. I smell a strategic sabotage. And when I smell a red flag, I want to confirm it. So I did some serious phone calls last night. And I found out exactly what I suspected, right, in this instant. Apparently, there are some senior officials within the Manchester United club leaking out information as part of simply they don't like what they're hearing. Yeah, they are part of this gravy train. They know as soon as new owners comes in, like a foreign entity, like Sheikh Yassim 92 Holding Foundation, that they're finished. That's what you see in the media, the promotion of Sir, Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He's one of ours. He's British. Hooray! because it's called self-entitlement, you know. Once new owners like a foreign entity like 92 Holding Foundation, is going to be clear and obvious. It's going to be a clean house. Hence, there's no loyalty at the moment. It's Monty Python and Flying Circus. It's called self-entitlement, people. Another paycheck, another. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Catch 22 situation, right? Media gets the scoop by some senior official. They get a paycheck, and off we go, right? If you really want to talk about domestic abuse, right? I repeat myself. If you really want to talk about domestic abuse, why don't we start with 18 years of Glazers abusing a global fan base and getting away with murder? That is far more a serious crime here. And that is the biggest elephant in the room, people. And why are they repeatedly getting away with it? Why is media not reporting on that? Instead, it's called divide and conquer. They want you to think about something else. Chris Wheeler, all of them, reportedly going after the players, reportedly throwing the manager under the bus all the time. But what about the Glazers? What about the ones that are creating this mess? No, it's not getting reported at all. No, it's the manager's fault. It's the player's fault. But you, on the other hand, you get the scoop of the century because you get fed by the club. And the club officials getting paid. Shame on you. Despite all of odds, though, our manager accepted this job, knowing that this is the biggest challenge of his career. Knowing, of course, he knew what was going on here, right? A job that 4 different managers took on, thought that could rise above everything else and make this club great again. We're talking about serious winners here. We're talking about names like Louis van Gaal, a pedigree CV. Jose Mourinho, a serious winner. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yeah, he came second, but he was a successful player, right? Unforgettable 1999 World Cup, the Champions League final score. Ralph Ragnick, the open heart surgery that spoke up, they outed the club and got fired out. Was supposed to stay on a consultancy, but no, they let him go. Now, evidentially, on the other hand, they brought players in. Yeah, they were backed. They brought players in, though, that fitted the mold of style of play at that moment of time, but it was not bought by club philosophy or the vision of the club, because there was none since Sir Alex Ferguson left. It's been run by bankers, commercials, shirt sellers. Sure, the managers got back the first year, but we've seen the second year syndrome. They came with a list of targets, but we wanted. They never gave them. No, you're not going to have that. No, you're going to have a commercial shirt seller. We got in Sanchez, the piano player. What happened to that? We brought back in Cristiano Ronaldo because of nostalgia and selling shirts. Overruled the manager. The question is, where are those managers now? What happened? I tell you what happened. We fans threw them under the bus and called for the heads, right? Have we advanced any further by utilizing this method? Are these managers somehow responsible for the way the club is run and operating? I give you an example. If you're a footballer, your main job is to play football. That's why you have an agent above you. That is your boss that takes care of all the footballing operational business matters so you can play football. Well, the arguably same thing is with the gaffer, the manager. He's not there to, be the recruitment scout and everything else. He's there to assemble the squad, to hire people around him, analysis and stuff like that, to prepare, to look at the fixtures, to formalize patterns of play, to win. And if that's not working, where does he turn? He turns to the director of football to say, listen, mate, this ain't working. Here's my list. Go fetch. Right? Question is then, how can you then hold the manager accountable if the ones above him are constantly failing him? I will give you an example, the way it worked. Ten Hag knew exactly what he was walking into. Picture Ten Hag as Picasso, the master painter. He came in May last year. He gave everyone a clean slate. He had a blank piece of canvas. He tried everything. He put Fred on, slapped a little bit of Fred on. That didn't work. Off you go, Fred. Sold him. McTominay, not good enough. That didn't gel. Off you go. Maguire slapped it on. Maguire is that paint that you can just scrub and scrub and scrub, and it just doesn't want to disappear. It's still here, right? He wanted to get rid of him, but he was not allowed to, right? So therefore, in this transfer window, if you look at it, he wanted to assemble a squad that resembles his vision, what he's done in the past with Ajax. That's what it is, a serious winner. But he got blocked by people above him that is surely incompetent, right? You can argue to the point that at Ajax, he was focusing on developing youth, but those youth players, we are talking about Frankie de Jong, we're talking about Gravenberch, who else are we missing? They went on and be world beaters. If we look at the current academy, we sold off 22 of those people and loaned up 4. He only kept the people that he thought would become the world beaters. Not everyone makes it. It's make it or break it. So therefore, if you go back and look at his team at Ajax, he showcased a tactical genius. He transferred that team and the club into European powerhouse with a focus on playing a possession-based football, people, and dynamic attacking style of play. He revolutionized the game, right? The board didn't want him, right? The British media didn't want him. They wanted Pochettino. But we got him off the line. The question is here now, right here. Are we ready for Ten Hag? Our football operations are prohibiting him to improve any further. Let that sink in. Are they competent enough to have a proper structure in place like it was with Ajax? There is none. So how can you then go and blame the manager, people? Do you understand my logic? Now, I want to address in this video why I think Ten Hag will be successful at Ten Hag at this moment. We are not here to talk about any of these abuse allegations, because the biggest abuse is 18 years of Glazers mismanagement, of sacking managers one after another and blaming them. It's called divide and conquer. And we fan base are arguing and falling for the trap. But why Ten Hag will be successful at Manchester United is, well, it's simple. He understands the rich culture of a tradition of our iconic club. We've seen it. Yeah. He came the first season, worked with what he got, and still managed to get 3rd place and win us a silverware. Don't forget that, right? And that is still under the Glazers ownership. He's also embodied the spirit and the DNA of Manchester United that was embedded before, from Matt Busby to Sir Alex Ferguson. He's always relentless pursuit to be a winner for sheer excellence, and that's what we see in his implementing from very first beginning his rules and principles. He's instilled a winning mentality throughout the squad. We saw that in pre-season last year when they went in Thailand. We were amazed when he was giving out punishment with push-ups and punishing lazy people. He's created a cohesion unit, right? A togetherness of people believing in his abilities and believing that they could fight together, right? Together we fight, we eat together, we sleep together, we drink together, we cry together. And most important thing, we follow the 10 commands of Ten Hag. Now, the stories with Sancho is clear, obvious that he was above the manager. He undermined the manager, and therefore it's rightful for the Ten Hag to say, you're not going to play anymore, mate. He called out Cristiano Ronaldo that went to PS Morgan. Off you go, right? Simply, if you're not good enough, if you're not following Ten Hag's principles, you're not going to play. Stop crying. Work harder. If the manager doesn't fancy you, work harder than last time. Prove yourself. but don't throw the manager under the bus. Again, I repeat myself. We finished third and we won silverware, which we haven't seen for 6 years. And you have the audacity to call Ten Hag out. How dare you? Additionally, Ten Hag's ability to develop young talents is kind of crucial for Manchester United. But last season, did he trust those players? He worked with what he got. Just look at the rise of players like Frankie de Jong, Matthias de Ligt, under his guidance, for example, like, Licha. Manchester United Academy is simply not good enough, and that's why he sold off 22 of those players and kept the world beaters. But it's not about tactics all the time, is it? It's all about player development. Ten Hag possesses that leadership skills. He needs to be in command of the dressing room. He's calm, apparently. His demeanor, his strategical thinking, he's strong, he's communicating straight, direct, he's Dutch. And he's earned respect within the fan base and with the staff around him and the players. Now, the question is, if not players like Sancho, Harry Maguire, or anyone else that's not following his rules and principles, do you reckon he will keep them in the squad? Even if they didn't now manage to sell off Sancho to Saudi Arabia, do you reckon he will get game time? I've seen Ten Hag being a very good-hearted person to give people chances and breaks. Everyone wanted Aaron Wan-Bissaka out in January. Aaron Wan-Bissaka proved himself, and look what Aaron Wan-Bissaka is now. He gave Harry Maguire a chance. Go improve yourself, train. He had personal trainer. Did he come back? Did he improve himself? No. Still, in his mentality here, it's all about money and delusion to say, hey, I don't need to improve myself. I play for Manchester United. I get a 300 quid a week paycheck, and so does Sancho, 350. I'm going to just focus on my social media brand and my social accounts and release rap singles. And I'm not a bowler. I'm a porcelain doll. I will break as soon as somebody's criticizing me. Back in the days when I grew up, you rock up, you play football, and that's what's your dream. Sofian Amrabat had an interview the other day when they asked him in the interview, how do you describe yourself and your playing style? And he said, I don't like to talk about myself. I show the results on the pitch. That's who I am. Correct answer. She asked him, what do you do when you're not playing football? How do you relax? He said, honest to God, football is the way of life. This is what Ten Hag told me. I don't have time for any other things. Football career is short. I make sure I prepare, I eat well, I sleep well, I recover well, and I give my all on the pitch. That is a modern day professional footballer. That's why you see Zlatan Ibrahimovic playing to 41. Ronaldo as well. But don't let that ego get to you, people. So buckle up, people. Eric Ten Hag is not going anywhere. We have to back him, right? Because I believe that Ten Hag is the right appointment to lead Manchester United back to the promised land, to new heights. We just need to weather out this shitstorm that we're undergoing to understand what the actual problem is and how it's been. Back him, because once the new owners coming in, like 92 Holding Foundation, Sheikh Yassim will enter soon enough by October, November. By the way, Sheikh Yassim is a big Manchester United fan. That's why he created the name 92 Holding Foundation, right? Rest assured that if we've seen the manifestos, what they're offering is appealing to us fans, but it doesn't really appeal to the British media or the ones that are feeding the gravy train, right? It is time for us to turn the page to be victorious, to triumph again. You see, Rome wasn't built in one day, but when it was victorious, it was successful, it was reputed, and it was cultivated. Guys, thanks for listening to this video and to my rant. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insights of our beautiful club. Remember, it's Glazers out. It's green and gold until we are sold, until we announce and sold. This has been Mick Ruby just having my rant and say, and hopefully I made an argument for your better day. But I'm not here to talk about any further abuse or allegations. It's enough. It's enough. Let's get back into your people. Let's give it a shout. I just literally want to start this video to pour my guts out how I feel. For 50 years, I supported this club. I crawled in my diapers. I didn't say mom and dad, I said Manchester United. This legacy has been passed from my grandfather to my father to myself. And I love this club. This is my family. You guys in the community are my family. Hence, I repeat, I do not accept our badge being dragged further down the mud. Player power, think tanks, political agendas. We're here for footballing matters. We are football content channel and a community. So let's stick together, people. I want to hear from you guys. How you doing? How you doing? Angie's in the house and the VR. Jamie Wayne says, "Good day." Glazers obviously love the publicity. Disgraceful bastards. Hi, all. Sorry, guys. It's a good day. It's a warm and sunny. Big up to you, Charlie. Sing Satwan Glazes South, 100%. Ashid is here saying good morning from South Shields. Compost Smurfy, another day in paradise. Oh, think twice, it's another different day in paradise. Who sings that song? I think it's Genesis. Jamie Van, big up to you. You saying kick out Anthony out of the club. I don't agree with you, mate. I don't agree with you. Listen, we're going to talk about that, the news, and just don't let your emotional feeling get involved. For me, the way I see it, I'm going to dive into the stories, but before we do that, before we break into the news, I just want to give a shout out to everyone, as was promised. Lucky Singh is here. Say a new bid from Sheikh Yassim is expected, 6 million to 8 million. It's going to be around the bigger figure. Marky Mark is in the house all the way from Trinidad Tobago. How you doing? You gifted 5 memberships while I was ranting. That is a sorry, Marky. Like, I was so into my rant, so I forgot, and I was clear with you guys that the first 10 minutes I'm gonna ignore you and just speak my heart out. So big up for Marky. A big massive shout out for Mark for giving up 5 membership people. Give him a big hug as well in the VA room. We have all the way from USA, Avram Glazer's ponytail was gifted a membership. You become a member, Avram. Jesus Christ, as you stop taking dividends, Avram, shame on you for taking things for free. Just jokes aside. I know you're not Avram, the real Avram. Also, Lee Parker was also gifted the membership. Big up for you. Big up for you. Legend. Who else became a member? Let's see. Actually, Dav147 became a member as well. Big up for you for gifting up the memberships as well. Nikki, afternoon, Nikki. How you doing, mate? How you doing? You're still a big fan of Metallica, I can see in your picture, right? Red G was also gifted a membership. Big up to you, Red G. Big up. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the membership as well. Big up Billy Connolly, I see you. Jamie Wayne, Carlos is also in the house because our rivals are shitting themselves. We are back. We are gonna be back. 100%. I'm not worried. But I'm just absolutely gutted. Gutted to see the. I told you this weeks ago. I told you, be prepared that the media is going to have a meal out of this. You're going to see stories after stories, lies after lies, lies after lies. Because a lot of them are not United fans, a lot of these reporters. And they hate the fact that Manchester United will become good again. Negativity sells and they want us to be negative. Even some fan channels as well. Afternoon, people. How you doing? How you doing? Mixbuster, my brother is in the house. That's my brother. Forget football phrase. Log on minutes ago. Even FIFA, another look. Yeah, Mixbuster 1. That's my brother, man. Brother, you're a Scouser supporter. Get out of here, but welcome. Anyway, good to see my brother in the house. Actually, that's my biological brother. So big up to you, mate. Listen, what's up all, ja, Marke? Guten Morgen. Ja, guten Morgen. Wie geht's? Alles gut? Ja? Alles was ein gutes Bier zu brauchen, Marki. Ja. Expect to come in, 100%. We do expect bids to come in or the media is just playing catch up and they don't have a clue what's going on. 100%. Carlos is saying, big up, Mick. Everything you do and respect. Glazes out. I almost start crying and singing that Brian Adams song. Everything I do it for you. You know what I mean? If you're going to have some Friday vibes fun, because it's been a shit show in the media circus out there, and you guys have been suffering. Obviously, it's affecting us mental health. Even I cannot lie, I got to put my hand up. I was affected. I didn't want to do any more shows. I was watching content creators after content creators, winch, wash, repeat, everything about speaking about the rape allegations, all that stuff, and it's like, God, we are a footballing channel. We're not a gossip chamber. Of course, we're going to talk about it, but at the end of the day, we're going to talk about football. Since when do we get dragged into budgets and sales, and we just want to be entertained? We want to have a good squad. We want to watch our footy Saturday, Sunday, Champions League Tuesdays. We want to be winners, right? We don't want to be abused anymore. As I alluded before, the serious abusers in here, if you are a domestic violence abuser, Glazers, 18 years, they're getting away with it. On the other hand, divide and conquer, they want you to look at Anthony right now. Interesting. Like you're saying, we knew what this job is. Yes, 100%. Listen, there are 120 of you in the chat. Big up to you. Kervin Nixon is in the house. They need to get back onto the football field, because when we are playing 2-3 games per week, no one had time to be emotional about anything. 100%, my friend, 100%. Direct to me, it's been a while since I've seen you, my friend. Welcome back to the show. I like positive discussions. Fed up with the undenying negativity. We need the Glazers out. Guys, spread this video. Spread this positive community. As I said, we're not backed by any corporates. YouTube doesn't pay us enough, but we are here for a global fan base, because enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. We speak realism. We allow you to be you. We don't shy away from speaking about any topics. And I, as a person, always like to use my brain to apply logic and reasoning to be the motion sickness pill, right? I refuse to create clickbait stuff. At the end of the day, if you look around what other people are posting, it's all about Anthony in the mud. The club is in the mud, but I'm looking more of positive. How do we move forward? Eric Ten Hag ain't going nowhere. You can throw him under the bus, but then you're stupid. Then you're a Glazer simp, if you believe so. Going back what I said earlier as well in my rant, the proof is in the pudding. We had winners' CVs. We had Louis van Gaal. We had Mourinho's. We had Ralph Ragnick, the mastermind that builds football. Where are they now? All gone. Who is responsible? You fans, throw them under the bus. And tell me if that recipe is working to throw another manager under the bus. Where will we be? We will be nowhere in 20 years' time. We will still repeat that business like a hamster in a wheel. Get out of here, to be honest, if you know what I mean. Good morning, George Bestie in the VR room. Jonathan Borg is here. Hi, Jonathan. How are you doing, my friend? Hope things are good this Friday afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I don't know if it's morning. Jonathan Borg, where are you from? I kind of forgot where you're from. I thought maybe it was Malta. Maybe. Greedy shit Glazes out 100%, man. Compost, what you're saying. The media are getting this last kicks in the increase. We are sold soon. It's the gravy train, man. It is that self-entitlement, right? If you go back into my rant earlier, we are getting sold. We are, Jamie, relax. We are getting sold. Listen, it's just me exactly what we are saying. Unless we have an ownership that cares, second one else does not make sense. Good that you see that. Big up peeps. Kenny TV all the way from Sydney. St. Ten Hag has done a fantastic job in this toxic environment of this football club. Big up Kenny for seeing this, because we need to spread this message out as much as we can. Brother, I'm going to share what my brother from another mother has said as well. I'm going to add him to the scene, and I'm going to play Terry Flewis, because I like Terry. Like, he speaks facts as well, and he sees the same vision as me. So I just want to big him up for this video. So let me share what he's saying as well.
Man United fans have already and will now turn on a manager. And this will be the 6th time in 10 years that they have done so.
100% Terry. 6 times.
They will paint the same incorrect picture that Ten Hag is the main problem at the club, as Ollie was the main problem, Jose was the main problem, LVG was the main problem.
100% true. The see, that has always been the Glazer divide and conquer playbook strategy, Terry. What you're saying there is absolutely facts. And, some fans are just gullible in a way that's what I started my rant to say. Tell me one instance where the manager is actually responsible for the football operation side. The manager is there just to train the squad and manage the squad and play football. Anything above is the operational side. The manager gives the list of who he wants to recruit. But why should his head fall?
You will see buzzwords in every video they do and every tweet they put out with things like favoritism, patterns of play, accountability. And a better manager with this squad would do X, Y, or Z. They would defend the ballers. And it's their ballers, not actual ballers.
Yep, there are some players FC that we've seen it, the Marshall FC, the Sancho FC. And if their players are not playing, they will absolutely create a shitstorm on social media and Twitter. Twitter's become very toxic as well. So yeah, 100%.
Their ballers. Their favorite players will be defended. Their players will not be performing because of the manager's poor tactics and training methods and man management and favoritism. The players they dislike will be underperforming because they're just bad. But remember, the players you will see them defend will typically be the players the manager wants out the club, that the board at Man United couldn't sell, generally speaking, because nobody wanted them. Deep that. They will ignore all the legacy issues at the club, but by the way, haven't been resolved fully for any manager in 10 years.
Exactly, Terry. Exactly, peeps. That's what I was saying in my rant earlier. The problem still lies there, right? Simply like we have this phrase that we spend over 1 billion on players and nothing to show for. That's been accumulation of sacking different managers. That's been their maximum 2-3 years. And their managers are acquiring players that fits their mold of style of play. Van Gaal was more defensive. Mourinho was pragmatic. Then you have Ten Hag all of a sudden wants to play possession-based attacking football and still inherit a squad purchased by all the way down to Louis van Gaal and Mourinho. And obviously he needs to get away with it. He needs to trim that squad and get rid of these players that are not fitting his mold. And yet he gets the blame.
There's legacy issues still exist at the club now. McTominay, Maguire, Donny are prime examples of that.
Spot on.
They will miraculously and very quickly forget about the Glazers and the problems they have created. The fact that they didn't sanction the sale of Maguire so we could bring in a better centre-back. The fact that we've been left so short in that area and the only money made available is to sign an old man like Johnny Evans.
Yeah, 100%, because we didn't have the money. We were overruled. We were giving Bank of America credit roll overdraft, 150 million. Go and deal with it, right? Okay, Ten Hag wrote down his list. I need these at least bare minimum. These are my key targets. I need a new goalkeeper so I can start playing out from the back. I need a proper striker because we're missing a proper target man because Anthony Martial, he simply is cheese string hamstrings. He cannot play anymore. He's lost everything. His first touch, everything, right? Ronaldo went off. Greenwood, everything went tits up. Okay, I recruited in Mason Mount. That's about it, yeah? Amrabat, I have to go on a loan. I have to finesse the deals. Is it my fault or is it the operational director of football, right? Simply, the manager wants to have a squad to compete for Champions League, but was giving a sandwich. Do you get my point? He's like ordering a Big Mac Supreme meal and got a Happy Meal. Here's a toy, by the way. What am I supposed to do with this toy? I ordered a Big Mac meal with the extra super size, king size up, and you give me a Happy Meal. Well, I'm Ronald McDonald. I'm the clown. I'm the Glazer. You get my point, peeps.
They'll blame that on the manager and say it's he who chose to do it because he has full control over transfers. He has full control over within a budget.
No, he doesn't. He just gives the list.
You will soon see statements about the Glazers where they will say they don't pick the teams or take training, so it's not on them. How do I know? Because it's been done 6 times before in the last 10 years.
100%. Guys, don't be like Doris Goldfish. Keep on swimming, swimming, swimming. Just go back in timeline. Wake up, smell the coffee. It's happened 6 times before, every year, every season.
None of this means that Ten Hag is above criticism. So again, I know some people will comment that. But you say I can't criticize the manager? No. I think we should criticize the signing of Anthony. I think we should criticize the performance against Wolves, the performance against Tottenham. I think he should be held accountable. But being held accountable doesn't mean being told you're the biggest problem at the club, there's no style of play, that we haven't improved, and that you should be sacked.
100%.
It's such a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Terry is saying here, brother. Like, of course we have to be, apply, constructive criticism when we see that even manager can get things right in tactics. They're only human, right? The team selection, yeah, we can criticize that as well. But at the end of the day, we are not the ones picking the team. We are not the ones that putting out the tactics. We are consumers of the game. If you know what I mean. So big up, Terry. Absolutely speak facts. I want to go to the Twitter room here. So big up for all of you. Let me see what you guys are doing. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. I do agree what Terry's saying because, there's certain content that I do like to watch. Terry is one of them that I really admire because he does it really. He feels like we're thinking the same, right? It's applying logic and reasoning. Never forget. Always look back in timeline, connect the dots, and speak facts. That's it. I want to hear from you guys what you are thinking. What is your acting? Speaking facts, what Terry is saying. I also try to speak facts here, right? Directing me saying 12 months and Eric Ten Hag look like shite Eric Ten Hag has dealt with. 100%. He's been given a bad hand in the transfer window. Wake up, people, and smell the coffee. Again, he wanted certain players. He had a wish list. Dear Santa, for Christmas, I want a centre back. And the centre back is Kim Min-jae. Yay. But in order, Santa replies back, but dear Ten Hag, in order for you to have Kim Min-jae, we need to get rid of Slabby Maguire. And it's going to be very difficult because he's an asset of the club. We bought him for 75 million and he's worth a lot of money on the spreadsheet for the Glazers. We will see if we can deliver. Okay, we missed out on that target. So we had to go on something that in pecking order priority. Striker, goalkeeper. And by the way, where's De Gea now? I didn't hear anything. We had an impeccable goalkeeper that was one of the world's best shot stopper in the world that won the Golden Glove. But still, he was ruthless to get rid of because he was not part of his plan to how he want to play. His ball styling play. We've seen the media slagging already Onana, and people are saying, I told you so, Onana is a mistake. But this player is not used to how we play with Onana. That's why I say with this Arsenal game, we started to see glimpses of how he wanted to play. First half, how many touches did Onana have? You tell me. So go easy. Go easy. Rosemary, welcome to the stream. Mastermind. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Let me know why you're laughing. Ha ha ha. I don't find it funny, Rosemary. But anyway, Maguire thinks he's good. He isn't shite. Kenny Fan TV, what are you saying? Rosemary Finland, who do you support exactly? My brother says here, my brother from another mother, he says, I think money and politics and sanctions will diminish football at the same time. I understand Arab countries to increase the league and attract players with washed names. Big up, Mixbuster. I totally agree, right? I totally agree what you're saying there, my brother. 85 million. Yes, that's it. Pure Glazenomics. If you do understand Glazenomics, you do understand what Glazenomics are. Now, I want to go into, but explain politics and 10-year child going to a match. Yeah, true. Because football, my brother, it's all for, football is for people to reunite. No matter skin color, politics, views, World Cup. World Cups unites people. We are there for the biggest festival in the world, Football El Mundial, right? And soon as that football Mundial finish, everyone is backing being xenophobes. Where is this world heading? I certainly don't like this world where we're heading, right? Even KG, the comedian, was saying back the manager. 100%. Big up to KG as well. Eventually, what you're saying, Billy, is all those deadwoods will eventually go. We still have a January window to work around. What are you saying direct to me as well? Ask those fans how Onana is a mistake. Yes, I bet my lungs they can explain clueless. Yeah. Mixbuster one is saying, I want Maguire out. He sucks. Funny enough, it was a blow in the face when we played Arsenal and the Arsenal fans were cheering, "Oh, Harry Maguire." It was an insult, to be honest. Maybe Ten Hag another order play Maguire for the England squad. What the fuck? Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna swear here because there's a lot of children watching this as well. Listen, guys. On the other hand, let's talk about the news. We have to talk about the news now. As alluded in the rant earlier, certainly there's a lot of leaks coming up from certain club officials, right? The gravy train are gonna miss. We Sheikh Yassim coming in with the new owner of Manchester United. Reports saying October, November. Certainly 100%. We've seen the share prices drop mega, 500 million loss. There's only one outcome in this one. Glazers cannot stay. Financially broke. We've seen this in the transfer market. We used credit card to get players again, overdraft. There's no more credit to take out. Finito. Buccaneers is finito as well. No, it's only going one way for the Glazers, and that's full sale only. And I keep saying this. This deal is done. The Glazers are done. We need to still focus on raising our voice even higher. We need to elevate to the next level to put more pressure on, because for me it's green and gold still until we're fully announced and sold. Enough is enough. We are fans. We love this club. And they are the masterminds of PR strategies. They figure out how to program you. They figure out how to use think tanks, how to use media to get out the narrative and be winners and we are losers. Wake up, smell the coffee. Don't be a sheep. That's why I'm so obsessed here. That's why I'm angry. And that's why I do this to speak to you, because I love you. You're my community. Now, I spoke to Phil Brown yesterday as well. I love Phil Brown, right? Phil De Bruyne. He came out with a tweet yesterday with it absolute makes sense to debunk what I've been saying, that the knives are out sharpened, the media is out for the club. They're going out to set up all these players and everything to say there was a pedophile. That is a 1-year-old story. Why is it coming out now? Of course, it's not okay to invite a pedophile to be the guest of honors for a women's team. I do get that. Geoff Konopka. I hate that shit, right? But why is it coming out 1 year later? Why is it also that more allegations is coming out? A third victim is coming out all of a sudden out of the closet, having a exclusive interview with the Brazilian network to speak her story? Is that evidence? And then you have to ask the question, why? Because if you apply logic and reasoning, I have to always look at how, when, what, who does it benefit? How much did that network pay to have her an exclusive interview? How much is that a lie or true or facts? How much is that twisted for you to turn your fans, to turn your head to say he's guilty? In today's modern society, is enough just to have an accusation for you to be guilty. But I certainly stick to the law, letter of law. And what I'm trying to say, in normal footballing matters as a club, why are we involved? Let the authorities take care of it. Let the legal system take care of it. Why are we all of a sudden involved to cast judgments? Why is the club involved casting judgments? Why should the player be suspended without being proven guilty? Is it a moral obligation because of the Me Too movements, because of minorities, because of that, because of pressure from political systems? I beg the question. But I refuse to take a stance until I have all the compelling evidence, all the facts and figures in front of my nose. So I can certainly then say, now I can be the judge and jury and to say, yes, this is correct. But who are we to be the judge and jury for hearsay stories? Right? Christian, I would say that footballers are the easiest targets, right? They earn big bucks, they play football, they are millionaires, billionaires. Who doesn't want to be with a footballer, right? Remember Cristiano Ronaldo, they had to pay off this bar lady in Las Vegas to quiet her down. I'm not saying that this is lies and this is truth. I just simply don't know. But something smells a rat. Mason Greenwood situation caused a shitstorm and divide and conquer the whole fan base. They did a thorough investigations to find her not guilty, and then the press made a meal out of it. And then the club made an investigation because they have to HR policy. They have to. And they didn't find enough evidence for him to be sacked, or they found him not guilty because there was certain evidence that was not disclosed to the public. The press only lets you know what they want you to hear, so you can cast the first stone, according to my opinion. The judge and jury is still out on that one because it's unresolved. So due to minority pressure for some people, minority groups, I understand. It is the morality. I'm against violence, domestic violence, and everything that has to do with pedophilia and all that stuff. But if you're not guilty, why are you still guilty in the eyes of your beholder? Right. It is a sick world and twisted world what we're living in, people. 100%. And I have to call it out. It doesn't exist in my world. Right? It doesn't. It's so confusing at the moment being a Manchester United fan to read all these stories and allegations about our players and the club and the manager, and all we want to do is just move forward. Well, the only way forward now is to get new ownerships in as quickly as possible because they are the ones creating this narrative. Right? What are you saying? Are you now calm and composed, Jamie? I used to box Jesus if he was in the ring with these two owners. Yeah. It is like, if you remember the Life of Brian with Monty Python and the Flying Circus, the famous movie, right? You know, you shall not pass, yeah? But there's a famous movie, and it's a biblical historical event where they have this stoning. You have the judge and jury, and in that time frame, there was not allowed to have any women in the audience. So all women was in there, but they were all dressed up with men with beard and mustaches, right? And they was about to read out the sentence they accused for the stoning, and everyone had a piece of stone, and everyone started to throw the stone before the judgment even came. And John Cleese stood there and said, "Is there any women in the crowd here?" And you can see, "No, no, no." And then all of a sudden changed their voice, "No, no, no." This is what I feel at the moment, guys. This is a farce. Otto Hurl is saying, "For sure, I'm shocked about it. United went to abuse Greenwood issue. The way it was handled certainly feels like it's a sabotage. I want to come down to this. It's a sabotage. Because it certainly doesn't sit right with me. Right? I rate myself not to be the most intelligent person in here. How do you rate intelligence? Who's to tell you that you're street smart, or you learn through being creative, or you know But I do certainly ways have my way of thinking. I see things differently. I tend to take a 360 step aside of myself and look at why is it so? Put myself in different shoes to understand. Why can you how and doesn't make sense? The only reason why you then suspend a player is to keep yourself, protect your brand as a coward as you are, or keep the player outside the limelight. But then on the other hand, you should then have suspended Harry Maguire that clearly assaulted a Greek police officer, and he's going back in January for a further trial. Why are you quiet about that one? Mendy was accused for rape wrongfully. That was wrong, but in the eyes of the beholder, he's still a raper. Anyway, we're not going to talk more about this. I just have to express myself, get it out of my system, because it is time for us to move forward as a fan base to speak about football. Enough of this crap that's coming out right now. It is like somebody poured in, like, what do you call it? The laxing, I don't know, Dumb and Dumber. Have you seen that movie? What do you call it? It's this laxing thing, and we have explosive diarrhea. It's all spreading all everywhere, and the media is having a meal out of it. Mockery. Mockery. Are we a joke as a fan? Are we a joke as a club? Or should we stop this right here, right now? Spread this video, share this video. Enough is enough. I don't care about how many likes you give this video. I don't care how many subscribes. I'm here for the global fan base of Manchester United. Stay united. Back this manager. And don't let the Glazers do this again. The 7th time. Right? This has been Mick Ruby here. Been 1 hour almost talking to you guys. I have nothing to say other than everything is rumors and speculations. Even stories that came out that Amrabat is injured. Absolutely BS. He was sent home because precautionary, if you read it, precautionary. He's not injured. He wants to focus his career in Manchester United. He's not going to play because of precautionary. It's not that serious. But no, they want to blow it up as big as they can. Ooh, let's create more drama. God damn it. Direct to me what you're saying. When owners can run a club when the media will. That's Man United for you. Arian, what you're saying? Greenwood was arrested for physical abuse, beating his partner. Not. Yeah, but then he was released. There was apparently no more evidence further. Even the club found it. Even the club was planning to let him play. They informed Ten Hag that you will get him back. But then the leaks came up because somebody in the club, some senior official yet again leaked it up to the press deliberately. That's why you saw Athletic. That's why you saw all these people. And all of a sudden, it was a backlash. So they have to retract it all already. And same thing now with this Anthony situation. Same leak, same officials, I'm not going to mention any names, are leaking it again. Because they don't want Manchester United. They want us to be down at the gutter. Because they know as soon as Sheikh Yassim comes in, their jobs will be done. They're journalists. They've been getting these stories. The gravy train is finished. Self-entitlement, people. Money talks. Wake up. I'm simply just talking to you just to wake you up a little bit. Because we've been trapped into this programming, believing every story that comes out there. Sensationalism, clicks. Oh, let's go with this story. Let's double down. Oh, let's find another story about what Anthony did. Where's the evidence, mate? Where's the evidence? I've seen far more people being accused for being abusers and rapes and going to court, and more people coming forward for clickbaits and gaining clouts and getting money and getting payoff, and then turn out that the person was innocent, but still, that's already tarnished the player's reputation. What a world. What a clown world we're living in. Anyway, YouTube algorithm, please forgive me. We have to talk facts. Right. Rajat is saying we're simply a PR club. 100%. And who sits there and spins the PR? Who did we appoint? Anyone? Who did we appoint as the chief of PR there? Neil Ashton. Who is Neil Ashton? Where did he work for before? He's sitting there spinning. The social media team is clearly acknowledging the more negative stuff we spin about United, the more engagement, the more money we're making. So we are the victims here, right? We have been abused. We are the real victims that's been abused for 18 years. It's enough. And you got to talk about some people being abused here and there. What about millions of people that belongs to the Manchester United fan base? What do we talk about us? Emotionally abused. With living with hope that one day this sub club will be sold. And this media keeps saying, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. They don't care about you. If they did, they wouldn't write these stories. It's time, people, to stick up to each other. Be united. 100%. Listen, I cannot take this anymore. I'm upset. But I want you to share this video. If you do have the audacity to like this video, tell your friends about this channel. Please do so. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. But if you really care about Manchester United to be united, please do so. This has been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. I had my say. And hopefully I made you a logical day. Don't forget to love each other. Be nice to each other. And don't believe what the media is writing at the moment. Big up to all of you people. Like and subscribe if you want to. See you to the next video. Bye for now.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.